Hello everyone and welcome to Homepage Sports. I'm Ed Weaver. It was homecoming weekend in Wellsboro as the undefeated Hornets hosted the 1-5 Black Panthers of Milton. After a scoreless first quarter, Milton struck first for the game's opening points. With the ball at their own 29, quarterback Phil Davis hit Quaylen Rice for a big gain down to the Wellsboro 47. Another Davis pass found the hands of Kamar Bradley down to the Hornet 21. 3 plays later, Davis hit Rice from 16 yards out, putting the Black Panthers up 7-0 with 4 minutes and 28 seconds left before halftime. Wellsboro managed to tie the game up right before the half expired with a little trick play. With under 20 seconds left, quarterback Carter Whitmer hit Aiden Hauser behind the line of scrimmage, then Hauser hit Silas Wagman over a Milton defender. Wagman then outran the defense and scored from 56 yards out. Zach Singer's extra point was good, and the game was all tied up at 7 at halftime. During the half, Wellsboro announced their annual homecoming court and crowned this year's homecoming king and queen. Holden Kennedy was named the 2018 king, and McKenna Nolden was crowned this year's queen. Second half, Wellsboro mounted a drive late in the third quarter as Whitmer hit Hauser behind the line of scrimmage, and the junior cuts it back, picked up a block, and raced down to the Milton 22. As the fourth quarter started, Whitmer drops back to pass and hits Tanner Button for the score to give Wellsboro their first lead of the game. The Hornets put together another drive late in the game as Hauser broke a 51-yard run down to the 4. The drive stalled, however, as Wellsboro turned the ball over at Milton's 6. Wellsboro's defense shut down Milton's offense, forcing them to punt, giving the Hornets back the ball at their own 25. From there, Whitmer found Button in the flat, and the senior broke a tackle and took it the rest of the way for the touchdown. The extra point failed, but Wellsboro led 20-7 with 3 minutes and 46 seconds remaining. On Milton's next possession, Davis went back to the air and found Bradley for a gain of 40 down to the Wellsboro 22. Davis later found Ethan Rowe from 6 yards out to cut the score to 20-14. The Panthers tried for an onside kick after the score, but Alex Burrell was there to cover it for the Hornets. Hauser broke loose on a gain of 16 down to the Milton 15. Then Whitmer took a knee to run out the clock, securing the Hornets' 4th straight homecoming win. And now for Friday's game stats, powered by Circle W Sports. Whitmer was 5 for 13 passing for 96 yards and 2 scores. Button caught 4 passes for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Wagman caught 2 passes for 67 yards and a touchdown. After being held to just 11 yards in the first half, Hauser finished with 181 yards on 24 carries, cementing himself in Wellsboro history as the 16th Hornet to rush for over 1,000 yards in a season. After the game, Homepage correspondent Steve Adams spoke with members of the team and Wellsboro head coach Matt Hildebrand. Don't go anywhere.
I have a different outlook on life because it could have been all taken away from me. I came home from college and my mom said it didn't look right. I just thought I had a common cold. I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was like a shock to all of us. UPMC took excellent care of me and got me to where I am today. And I'm here, 3 years in remission. I didn't choose to have cancer, but I did choose UPMC.
I'm here with Tanner Button. Tanner, 2 big touchdowns on homecoming night. What's that mean to you?
It's great. It was awesome. The feeling is just great to hear all the fans just cheering. There's nothing better.
You guys have kind of getting known as a second half team, but when we talk about second halves, how about the second effort on the second touchdown you had? You had to break some tackles and you kept it going.
Yeah, it was a heck of a play. I mean, I'm lucky I broke that first tackle and then just hustled in. Got it done.
You guys are undefeated at this point in the season. What's that mean to you?
everyone's been doubting us, and we've just been proving everyone wrong, and we just keep fighting. We're trying to prove ourselves, and that's it.
Aiden, what's it mean to be a 1,000-yard rusher this early in the season?
I mean, it feels great. I do it for my team. My line pushes up front, and we go game by game and just get as many yards as I can.
Week in and week out, I think teams are trying to devise a game plan to stop you. But as you mentioned, it takes a team to do it. Talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, see, we pound the rock a little bit, and then it opens up the pass game, and we spread it out through all the players. It opens up a lot, and when they start respecting the passing game, then we go rushing.
Big game against Canton next weekend. What's that mean to you?
It's huge. We got to go out, practice, watch a lot of film, key on some players, and just go out and play our kind of football.
Silas, the game, you're down by 7 points. Trick play. Walk us through that.
Well, we did this once already, and it was we called bubble go, and Haas got it. We had last time we did it, it was covered deep. So try to run down the middle of the field, and Haas saw me, connected with me, and ran it in for a touchdown, and got us 6 points. So that was good for us.
You were on a top wide receiver tonight and stopped them. What'd you have to do tonight?
Back up a little bit. Got to get a bit bigger cushion tonight. Was bigger guy, 7-8 inches on me. Bigger cushion, back pedal, have better brakes on the ball.
Silas, next week you're going against Canton. What's that game mean?
It's a big game. We're both undefeated. It's going to show who means what in the NTL. Take it to them and hopefully get the victory.
Coach, game was back and forth in the first half. You resorted to a little bit of trickery. Talk to us about that play.
It's something we've been working on for a few weeks. We kind of kept in our bag until a situation where we felt we needed it, and I think early on in that game we needed a little spark to get things going into halftime. We didn't want to be down again going into halftime like we had the previous week. So it was a big play. We took a little gamble and it paid off for us. Our guys made a good throw. Hauser made a good throw, and Silas Wagaman caught the ball and found an open spot.
Speaking of Silas Wagaman, he had a great game on both sides of the ball. He had to do a lot of work as a cornerback tonight.
Yeah, they had some very talented wide receivers that were either extremely tall or extremely quick. A lot of times when he was matched up on their one receiver that was 6'4", there was a little bit of mismatch there. But he fought all night. I think they completed one ball over top of him. Besides that, he did a great job. He did a lot of things that aren't seen in the stats as well.
How important is it to have the crowd behind you like you did tonight at homecoming?
I told the kids at the end of the game, this atmosphere tonight was electric. It was great, and you're going to get very few of these moments in your life where you're going to get to play in front of this many people. No matter even if you go into college, it was great tonight. Seeing a lot of the alumni come back and everything like that, it's special, and it's nice to see those guys that have been through this program and what it means to them, and that they're behind us the whole way.
I know you've been addressing this for a couple weeks, but you seem to minimize penalties this week.
Yes, sometimes extra conditioning makes you a little bit smarter, apparently. So this week they cleaned things up. We tried to minimize penalties as much as we could. I think it was a much cleaner football game, smarter football game from our standpoint. And that really probably helped us get the win, because if we would have had those penalties we had in the previous week, this definitely might not be the same turnout.
Next week you go to Canton. What's that game mean?
They're 7-0, we're 7-0. Right now, that game means a lot as far as the NTL Large School Division Championship. So going into their home stadium, it's going to be a hostile environment, and I think our guys hopefully are ready for the challenge, thrive on that. It'll be an exciting night for sure.
Once again, as long as you keep it within striking distance, the second half seems to be your half. What can you say about that?
We have some kids that can make some big plays, and I think like you said, if we can keep within striking distance, and some of those guys they get a seam and hit one or two big plays, we can change the game real quick and score it in a hurry. So it'd be nice to score a little bit more in the first half and not have to resort to that. But the fact that we have that ability, we have some very special kids in this team. We're going to get wins no matter any way we can, and we'll take them.
This team is starting to build an identity. What would you say the identity of this team is?
They're fighters. They fight to the end. I think tonight we played 4 quarters of football, and they continued to fight the entire night. They came out of the locker room. They weren't panicked, knowing we're going to get the ball. And I think they're confident when they leave the locker room. And they know that they're a second half team, and we know we're going to put the ball in the end zone and we're going to stop them on defense. So I thought they did that. And if we can continue to do that, moving on and get the W, we'll continue to do that.
Okay, best of luck next week against Canton.
Thank you.
The win improves the Hornets to 7-0 on the season and sets up a matchup with the 7-0 Canton Warriors this coming Friday over in Canton. We'll see you next time right here on Homepage Sports.
The Arcadia Theater on Main Street in Wellsboro is proud to present the latest hits from Hollywood. With 4 screens of first-run films, we deliver movies when they are released with the small-town service you expect. The Arcadia is proud to have served the community since 1921 by bringing you the best movies, fresh popcorn, drinks, and treats. We look forward to seeing you at the movies.